Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Jack from Unsolved Studios. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to rig and model a badge for FiveM or GTA 5. So this is part 2. So in the first part, we went through Blender and how to actually create the 3D model. This is part 2, so we're going to be going into ZMod and actually rigging it to the character and getting it into our game. So in this case, I'm going to be using FiveM to demonstrate, but it's a very similar process for GTA 5. So first thing we're going to do is open the rigging bundle and then open the scale.z3d. Now you are going to need ZMod. ZMod is a paid mod, like I said in the last video. It's $7 a month, but I think it's very much worth it. So now that you have this open, you are going to want to import your pre-rigged. So you go to import. Everything, like I said, you need will be in the rigging bundle. So open the rigging bundle, go to pre-rigged badges, and click the chest.ydd. Make sure slice to parts is off. If it is not off, then it will not work correctly. So click import. Now go ahead and import this hand_11_u. So what you're going to want to go ahead and do is delete the .mesh. So right click, edit, delete, and then you're going to want to import your new badge. So file, import, and you're going to want to go ahead and import the completed badge, the .obj. Click import, and it'll go ahead and import the badge and the pen, and in this case, the nameplate and the flag that we imported. So now you're going to double click and rename default to .mesh. Now take the .mesh and you're going to drag it into hand_11. Now you're going to rename 112001. So now that you have named it 2001, you're going to click mesh, you're going to go to L0, and you're going to go to convert to compound. Now that you've done that, you're going to click up here where this little texture icon is. If you hover it over, it'll say texture browser. You're going to click on that and you're going to be brought into here. So you can highlight all of them, hit shift on the top one, shift on the bottom one, hit remove up here. Come over here, click on chest.ydd and click delete. So you're going to want to add a new group, and this new group is going to be hand_001_u.ydd. You're going to click new group again and rename and make hand_diff, so diff_001_a_uni.ytd. Now you're going to click all textures up here, click add, and you're going to want to import your normal map in the rigging bundle and your spec map.dds. Click open. Now you're going to want to click here and you're going to find the detail map that we also created. So for me, it'd be in here, it'd be in downloads. And if I scroll down, I should find, it's somewhere in here, right here, my detail map for this badge model. Now, what you're going to do that is you're going to want to highlight both of these. So click this one, right click this one, drag these into the YDD, and then take your detail map and drag that into the YTD. So if you click YDD, you should see these two. If you click YTD, you should just see the detail map. Now you can hit OK. Now you're going to go to the material browser, which will be this kind of ball icon in the top left hand of your screen. And you want to do the same thing. So shift, click all of them, then click the delete right here. It may take a second depending on your computer. Then click new, and you're going to want to name this hand_diff_001_a_uni. Now that you've named it like that, you're going to click this kind of half circle eating a gear. I like to think it's Pac-Man, but it's not. So click GTA 5, click ped right here. It'll take a second to load and it will kind of give you this 2 texture. Double click it and you'll be brought up to this menu right here. Go to detail, go to all textures and click your detail map or the one that has the badge texture on it. Scroll down, go to your bump map, click this bump map right here, or the purple one. Scroll down, go to spec map and click this spec map right here. And you can go ahead and close that. Simple as that. Now you're going to alt click mesh like this, or in this case you can highlight it. If you are dragging and clicking, it's not highlighting, make sure you have auto on down at the bottom. So if it won't drag and click, it'll look like that. Click it, highlight orange, and you can. So alt click .mesh, go to properties, vertices, format, click primary color, secondary color, rigging, do not click deformable, max rig bones, you're going to highlight and click 4, UV channels, highlight and click 2, polygons, default material, hand diff 001. Click apply and you'll see that we now have a texture on on our badge. So now you can alt click off of that. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to import your pre-rig again. So File, Import. You want to come back to your rigging bundle, pre-rigged badges, click the chest.ydd. I'll go ahead and import your pre-rigged badge, which will be this kind of badge right here. So now that you've imported that, you want to go to Display up here, click Display, click this Copy Local Accesses, or the hand holding the piece of paper, click it. Okay, so now that you're on this, what you'll do is you'll find it. I'm using Alt and clicking and kind of getting a different angle. So you'll click the badge and you'll drag it, until the main badge or the .mesh highlights. So click it, do it again. And now, once you've done that a couple times, you can click off of that. You go to rigging, you go to this first one right here. You'll click the pre-rigged badge. Oops. And you want to just get this first badge just like that. Sometimes it's easier to click there. There you go. So for me, I just have to kind of click on the nameplate. Sometimes it's a little harder if you have the flag, sometimes it's not. Once you click it, it'll see the bottom loading bar. It'll say wait mesh, or waiting mesh, excuse me. And it will copy it there. So now that you've done that, you can go ahead and click the binds mark skeleton, go back to modify, go to select, click mark, zoom out, and you'll want to right click on here. So you want to make sure that it says dot scale. So we'll kind of zoom out until we see dot scale. So if you just hover, it'll say dot scale. So you can click it and then click that, the main badge, and it'll say binded mesh and dot scale. So now that that's happened, you'll go to mark, rigging, turn that off. And the best way to double check that this worked is you can hide that. You can right click here, go to bones, inverse schematics, go to modify, move, and move this piece right here. And you'll see that the badge moves with the skeleton. And that just makes sure that it's connected to the skeleton when your player moves. So now you can hide your global. So hide the skeleton, which is named .global. You'll highlight the badge. You'll go to vertices. You'll unhighlight the badge, and then you'll highlight all of it again while your global and your pre-rigged is hidden. You'll go to surface over here. You'll go to the paint, RGB primary. I'm just hitting this little drop down, and then this paint box right here, you'll click the drop down. You want it on this orange, this third one. Click OK, fill selected. Now you want to do RGB secondary, and you're going to want that on this bottom left black. Fill selected. You want to do A, so the alpha channel on secondary. Fill selected, and then the alpha channel on primary. Fill selected. So you can now go back into object mode, unhighlight the object, and now that you have done that, you can go ahead and highlight the badge once more. Go to this polygon mode right here, unhighlight, highlight just the badge. So if it's hard depending on your badge model, you can kind of use alt click and get a different angle. And then you want to click F on your keyboard and then C on your keyboard. Now you can unhighlight the badge and go back into object mode. Now you're back here. So now that you're in here, you can go to your texture browser and just delete everything that's not the normal map, the spec map, or your detail. So for me to be this one to this one, click remove. So you just have these three, and then remove the chest.ydd. So you can see that these are the only three textures we have. Now you can click this material browser up at the top and delete this one right here. So delete and hit OK. Now that you've done that, you are good to export. So you can go to File, Export, and we're going to go ahead and create a new folder in our rigging bundle. So in completed badge, we'll create a new one and say game ready. So you can click that, and you want to make sure it matches the name. So you'll do hand underscore 001 underscore u dot ydd. Now you want to make sure it's exporting as a GTA Rage model. Version GTA 5 Legacy. Make sure it's locked. Save thumbnail. Doesn't matter. Recreate YTD. You can have that checked if you're on the news version. If not, I'll show you how to manually do it. Skeleton checked. Export LODs all. Then you'll click export, and it'll go ahead and export. And it should say dictionary entries 1, embedded textures 2. So now you can minimize that. Whenever you go to save it, if you save it regularly, it'll save under the .scale. So if you do want to save this, you want to go to File and Save As, because if you just save it now, it'll save under the .scale. So when you go to reopen the .scale again for a different badge model, it won't work. So you can minimize that, and now you can open OpenIV, which again will be linked in the description. Go to Grand Theft Auto 5, Windows. Let that load. It may take a second. And you can click edit mode up here. Make sure it's on blue. So I'll go into my tutorial folder, open up my rigging badge, completed badges, game ready, and drag this into here. So you can see that the badge is in here. So I'm in free. You can also go to around. You can see that it works perfectly. So now you go to new, texture dictionary, and you're going to want to call this hand underscore diff underscore 001 underscore a underscore uni, and just click enter. It'll automatically put YTD. So open that, click import, and then you want to import your detail map. So open that, make sure it's on DXT5, go ahead and OK. Now you want this to be named exactly what it was in ZMod, and that way you can see the texture when you go ahead and click this. So it'll still show orange, hit add texture, and boom, your texture has been added. So now we can go ahead and get this into our game. So the simplest way to do that would be just to put it into your EUP stream folder. If you don't have an EUP stream folder, I'll link down the free version of it. I'm using the paid version. So EUP stream, free mode 1, hand for me. And you can kind of name it any of these. We'll do like hand 30, for instance. So I clicked F2 on this, copied this, F2, and pasted 30, just like that. Now we'll scroll down and find texture 30. So 30A, just like that, and then A. And then we'll go ahead and drag this into here, hit copy, replace, copy, replace. Go ahead and replace those. So we'll go ahead and start up the server, and I'll meet you guys in game. So once you have loaded into your game, it's as simple as going to player related options, using the pet of your choice, going to edit, close, and it's going to be under bags and parachutes. Since we did 30, it'll be right here. There you go. There's your badge. You can see that it doesn't clip through. As I walk, it stays steady, and as I run, of course, it stays steady as well. Now, you can play around with it. If you don't like the way it is, you can always go back into Blender and change. If I were to do this and take my time, I'd make it just a little bit thicker, and I make it a little bit more rotated to the right. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to comment them down below. I do have a Discord, which will also be linked down below. If you guys need one-on-one help, you're more than welcome to join. Or if you guys want to stay updated on newest releases, you can join that as well. Thank y'all, and have a great rest of your day.